DC's a tough place to get love unless you're from DC. It's like everybody hates you here. The only black person that everyone can agree on is Obama. My job is to inspire the people, to be on top of my game and push my culture forward. Not everybody is a great rapper. Not everybody lives for the art of lyricism. I'm insecure about things. I'm not afraid to say it, though. Even when my publicist is like, "Go on the red carpet," I don't wanna go. Making love is, simply put, poetry in motion. I take a lot of pride in my live show and put more energy there than I do in the studio. I come from a place, with all due respect, who's never had a music star in hip-hop. So the odds is already against me. I put my foot in my mouth sometimes. I'll be the first to admit it. I want to be on a show that's not sensitive to racial jokes. I want to be on one where they call me everything and I call them right back. There's blatant racism going both ways. That's what we need. If someone doesn't have a reason to not like you in America, they talk politics or religion. Then they get to hate you and we get to be enemies. I like David Beckham just because of his lifestyle. He don't ever need to score another goal again. How many times has he been on the cover of GQ? Every artist is supposed to get emotional. You're painting pictures of emotions. I'm fortunate enough to be living my dreams and a lot of other people's dreams. I'm a black man in the United States of America, so I always feel like there's a target on me. There's no way you can win when you're the president. You've got to be the scapegoat for America's issues. I feel like I'm one of the more creative artists in the game. I think I'm going to be here for a while. I used to have a real passion for writing, but not so much anymore. Probably because I do too much of it. I hope everybody thinks they've got the best album. I wouldn't have put mine out if I didn't think it was the best. A lot of my female fans discovered me through the passion I have for bettering myself. Not to say the dudes don't. But my female fan base is based off women who want to do better. I don't be remembering women that I've met before. I don't remember people as a whole. It's crazy. A lot of times, people get in their feelings, like, you don't remember me. I used to switch up my cologne every 2 to 3 months, get a new wave, Dolce, Versace, Burberry. But Black Orchid, that joint stayed. That's the smell of beauty that stays on you, and girls love Tom Ford. Ruzzle's my therapy. When I get off the stage from a packed show and I'm exhausted, I'll just go ruzzle for like a good 30 minutes. There are certain things that can be asked that get me excited. It's never a thing where I think I'm too good. I'm just the type of person who likes to be enlightened. I don't like to go through the motions. I'm learning as I go. I don't know everything. I never had anybody to look at. Nobody ever taught me. And where I'm from, I didn't have any famous role models. I don't want to sound pretentious talking about myself. I go out, but not too much. When I'm on tour, I just write a lot of music and sleep. In terms of Seinfeld, I think there's a lot of reality in a show that's supposed to be about nothing. You don't necessarily pick the singles that you want when you're making a record, but for the most part it's the same process. You're the artist, you make the music that you want to make. Mixtapes are something that have been going on for a while. They've been pretty important to hip-hop for the past 10 years. It's the way we advertise our music to the public for free. We lived in a one-bedroom apartment in Northwest DC. I was essentially raised by a Panamanian man and a Jamaican woman. That's why I have such a fascination with Jamaican food. Everything's pretty consistent in the industry, you know. There's a couple of naysayers, whatever, people who don't agree. But for the most part, a lot of people believe in the new class of MCs that coming to the game. I don't want to be one of those guys that you see who made $4 million, invested $3.5 million, and now you work at Wendy's. I never had money. I like nice things, but I don't let that run my life. At the same time, I have to let something drive me, so now I let the money drive me. I'm a regular person. I know a lot of people love being famous. I don't like it. I'm just chillin'. You know what I'm saying. The web is the new way to figure out who's hot and what's not. You can't let TV dictate because it's so polished, so political. It is what they want you to know. The internet is the raw. My life is better than a lot of people I know. I'm definitely happy about that. When we were in DC, my daddy used to cut his hair with a bowl. Crucial. If you're African, high-tan, Jamaican, or even more poor than the people in the project, you'll know about that. I'm never satisfied, man. I'm Virgo. We overanalyze and we're never satisfied. So I'm gonna keep going, till the wheels fall off. I speak my mind. That's what we loved Tupac for. I'm a passionate person, to a fault at times. It's a trend to insult Wale. Like that makes you cool on the internet, and a part of it is because I respond. The first thing that's important is to really have people believe in you. If you have that, you can do anything. My dream tour would be like me, Cole, Drake, Sean, Meek. I think that would be dope. Something like that. big venues. Sometimes I'm happy, you can tell via Twitter. Sometimes I'm pissed off, you can tell via Twitter. I just think, at the end of the day, I don't want them to see me as a celebrity. I just want them to see me and say, he's like a regular person at his job right now who's mad. I dated a lot, but I never really had anyone who was worthy of an anniversary. And most girlfriends never made it to a year, anyway. All the rappers my age are getting Audemars and Rolexes. I want to find my own thing. That's why I travel the world. For me, that's my B-side, why we go places. I have a hublot on from time to time, but I want a home base watch. Something that's elegant but has got a little pizzazz to it. Basically, the internet is just the way now. It's the end-all, be-all of self-promotion. It's not like you got to burn CDs and pass them out or sell them. The internet is a tool that reaches billions and billions of people. It's like a no-brainer to tie it in with self-promotion, or even label promotion. However, people need to understand that it ain't that deep to try and convince people of what your persona is. You are who you are, and what you are will show in time. What you aren't can be hidden, but eventually it will come to light. Long story short, rappers should never take themselves too seriously. Hip-hop is all about impact, baby. You can sell records, you can be 2 times platinum, you can be gold, but if you lame, man. We try to provide the exact opposite of that. It's style, individuality, confidence. We exude that. I worked at a hot dog place, a bagel place, the Jersey store, and the hottest fashion joint around. I was getting too famous to work there anymore. I was almost showing up as a joke. I made $2,000 on my show the previous night, and I'm going to go shopping during my 5-hour shift. I'm very proud of my Nigerian heritage. I wasn't fortunate enough to be raised in a heavy Nigerian environment, because my parents were always working. My father was with DC Cabs and my mother worked in fast food and was a nurse. You can be a rapper born and raised in go-go music, violence, drugs, crack, Reaganomics, and still, if you hear, "Wake me up before you go-go," you're going to find a way to hum along. Guilty pleasures. It don't matter. Sue me. I like the song. To dance to it is another matter. I can take an opinion, but I don't like when you try and spew hate and contaminate the way other people think. I feel like I'm one of the people that's always made music for the common man. That's why I don't really live my life the way I could. I don't stunt as much as I could stunt, 'cause that's not who my music is for. I've seen all types of women. Celebrity girls have dated and regular 9-to-5 girls. I've had shows where married women have tried to follow me to my hotel. My perception of women isn't very ignorant because I've seen a lot. I never understood the idea that I was a backpack rapper. I think that's a lazy way that people started thinking. They like saying that because I got dreads. I look like I belong a certain place, so it's easy to put everything in a box. As much as I don't want to admit it, my fans are the only ones that can hurt my feelings when they're not pleased with what I'm presenting. I want it to be perfect for them. I want them to have a different sense of pride in my music. Not to sound corny, but intelligence is big. Everything fades, and everything can be modified. But intelligence is something you can't fake. I'm not even talking about whether you can read a thesaurus backwards. But there is a beauty in common sense. I've become a workaholic. When the shows slow down and there's no press and I can get my time to myself in the studio with my music, I get into this zone, man. I enter this incredible space where I'm just making music. And I feel like I can work with anybody. With Elton John, with Hanson, and I can make something incredible.